maximum synergy between CrossFit and the sanctionals is key here.
That's gonna take this company into the fucking stratosphere!
Is that CrossFit, they didn't say anything to the Atlas game. They're just like, oh, here we go, taking her, putting her over here. They're like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden you could tell that it was a disingenuous statement by Eric Roza way back in the day that they're going to be completely transparent, trying to help them freaking rise to the next level. Yo, so if you've been keeping up, you'll see that I was finally on the freaking Savan podcast show, YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it. He was unafraid. He talked right to me. It was a good time. Had the sign out in the background. It was in the dark. It was super cool. And if you listen to the show, you'll have heard that I had a list of all of the times that CrossFit has fucked up.
So I bolded the 2 points. I have the list. It's up to 37 points. I want to go for 50. I spent an hour or so putting it together thus far.
You want to go for 50? I wonder what they're going for.
And at the time of the show, I had 37 points on it. And I have since added 19 points, giving me a grand total of 56 times that CrossFit has fucked up. Right now, I'm going to walk you through bit by bit every single instance in which I think CrossFit has fucked up in some way, shape, or form. Some of them have to do with the game, some of them have to do with the media, but they are all tied into CrossFit and things that they can totally take care of on their end. I'm going to preface all of this with I understand that everybody has feelings. I see that people have feelings when I read stuff like the morning chalk up post today. It would have been today at the time in which I'm making this. I don't know when I'm putting it out. But it was in relation to the judging. And in relation to the judging, it would seem as if people were not reading the article before they were making comments on the article, which becomes very interesting to me. It was praising what we're doing here. It was praising that we're calling out the bad reps. It was praising that we're calling out judges not holding athletes to a certain standard, trying to level the playing field. You level it by making sure everyone's doing the same thing like everybody else. People were getting mad at the author, that being Patrick Clark, and all of that stuff was just far off because everything he was saying was everything that we were saying. He was saying it through the lens that is he was a former regional judge, games judge, review team judge, and he was singing praises to me and us and what we're doing here. So I don't really understand why they were so angry. So before I say all of this, temper the freaking anger, listen to what I'm freaking saying, and then you can go off in the comments section all angry if you want. Because it's going to start with June 2nd of 2020. And on June 2nd of 2020, Instagram was blacking out all the screens, right? I got to bring this up because this is where everything starts. I know I said that everything had to do with CrossFit. And sure, this doesn't have anything to do with CrossFit until it does. So this is in relation to George Floyd, the entire thing that you know is going on, the I can't breathe situation, and everyone is blacking out the screens, show their support of the situation. That was on June 2nd of 2020. Well, on June 6th of 2020, 4 days later, there's a tweet from Greg Glassman in response to one of the stories in relation to George Floyd. And it was the infamous George Floyd 19 tweet, and how he said that he would not be doing that. His company would not be supporting this. Now, that was the start of all of this stuff. It's the start of my list, and it's the start of my list because it seems like this is when all the wheels started to turn within CrossFit. It was like right when that tweet went out, which was on June 6th of 2020. You fast forward one day to June 7th of 2020, all the way to June 12th of 2020, and you get various athletes posting things on their social media. The I'm out, and they're out of the CrossFit games. They don't want to be in support of somebody who is like Greg Glassman in this situation. Greg Glassman, who says that he's not in support of the George Floyd situation. There's not only just athletes posting this, but there's companies saying that I'm out. Events were saying that I was out. Everyone was saying I was out. And all of a sudden, everything in CrossFit's lens was not looking so hot. All in relation to a tweet that was made, which is why everything started with the tweet, which is why I had to bring up the black screen. Now, I said June 7th to June 12th, and right in the middle of that point in time, Greg Glassman stepping down as CEO. That was on the 9th, June 9th of 2020. So he steps down as CEO, and then Dave Castro comes in as CEO. This wasn't good enough for some people. So I mentioned that it was a period of time, the 7th through the 12th of June, and right in the middle, Glassman comes down and Castro comes in, and this wasn't good enough for some people. Everyone's like, well, that's not going to make a difference. He's just his puppet, blah, 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 blah. It's like the dude already stepped down as the freaking CEO. What do you want? It wasn't good enough? Okay, it wasn't good enough. We'll get to that in a second, but that is the timeline in which these things were happening. On June 12th, again, we're back on that day, Andy Stump released his podcast where he's talking about the culture of CrossFit HQ and how nothing was on the same playing field in relation to males and females. Of course, when you hear one person's side of everything, there's always another side of everything. You'll have seen a couple of people come out of the woodworks and share their numerous experiences while working for CrossFit, both positively and negatively, and you don't really know what's true. You can assume that a little bit of both is true. And then if you are biased towards one or the other, all you're going to hear is one side of the story. I like to think that I'm sitting right in the middle. I hear that, and I think, okay, probably a little bit of both is going on. I'm not going to get angry about it. All I'm going to say is what I said in the Jordy podcast, which is I want to work out. I had the gym at the time. Everything that's important to me is that I want to bring up the level of my members, and at this point in time, I want to bring up the level of the community. So I'm bringing this stuff up right now too. On June 24th of 2020, Greg Glassman sold CrossFit to Eric Roza. He sold it to Eric Roza. And at some point in this timeline, you find out that it's Eric Roza and Berkshire. They're buying it together. I don't know when that happened. I don't know where. I don't know if I can find it as I'm editing this video, but I know that at some point in time, it was released that it wasn't just Eric Roza who bought it. He is just the CEO. He's replacing Dave Castro as the CEO. So Dave Castro went back to being the director of the CrossFit Games. On April 15th of 2020, Eric Roza hosts his first town hall meeting. And within this town hall meeting, he says that sanctionals are here to stay. This is at a point in time where everybody was clamoring for regionals, bring back regionals. To this day, we still want regionals back. I have this one highlighted in green. I have this one highlighted in green because we're going to talk about it later. We're going to talk about it later because within the town hall meeting, he says that he wants maximum synergy between CrossFit and the sanctionals. Maximum synergy between CrossFit and the sanctionals is key here.
That's gonna take this company into the fucking stratosphere!
Within the same town hall meeting, another bullet point on August 15th of 2020, CrossFit seems to change its mission statement. It goes from forging elite fitness to the world's leading platform for health, happiness, and performance. And at that point in time, it's one of those things where you hear it and you go, okay, forging elite fitness is really cool. It's kind of rough and gritty. And it's like, yeah, we're going to be the fittest on earth. And sure, when you hear the other thing at first glance, you go, okay, I can see that. We want to promote those things. I was an affiliate owner, you want to promote those things. Happiness is not really a metric of anything. You can't promote health, happiness. You can't have happiness. Happiness is merely a byproduct of doing everything that you want to do and being fulfilled within those things. And all of a sudden, you see that as a statement through CrossFit HQ. They're saying you want to be happy. It's like, well, we're going to work towards happiness. It's like, well, how are you going to work towards happiness? It's really not a metric that you can say you're going to work towards. It's just something that is a byproduct of everything going your way in your life and you liking it. But we lost forging elite fitness, which I always really liked. August 15th, in the same town hall meeting, Roza states that within 10 years, he wants 1 billion people viewing the freaking CrossFit game.
Into the fucking stratosphere!
And he wants the athletes to be acting as professionals, treated like professionals, looked at as professionals, not needing to work as a coach, not like Tom Brady, if you will. He's a professional. He's paid to play football. He's a quarterback of the Buccaneers. This is always easier in hindsight, of course, because in hindsight, we are now 2 years removed from this, 18, 20 months or so removed from this statement where he wants 1 billion eyes on it. And so far, what has happened is in 2018, there was 420,000 some people signed up for the Open, and most recently, we're at like 290,000. So we have lost 130 or so thousand participants in the Open alone. I don't know how you expect to have more eyes on your competition when the participants within the main competition, which was trending up for such a long time, has dipped down. Now, at the point in time in which I'm making this, you have had a couple of years to now try to reverse track and bring it up. And I think that it has come up a bit, and it was down quite a bit. That could be in relation to the Greg Glassman stuff. Everybody was out. But it would seem as if it is not working towards 1 billion people like he said. Sure, it's a lofty goal. You want to shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you've ended up in the stars, right? You've seen that quote.
Into the fucking stratosphere!
But he also says that he wanted the athletes to act as professionals, and it doesn't seem like that has been anything that CrossFit has been doing for the athletes. They even diminished the amount of money that you could earn at these sanctionals. They standardized it, like the winner can win $5,000. And in years past, if you go to the sanctionals, when they were kind of running on their own accord, there was an unlimited amount of money, whatever you could win. If you were at a smaller one, of course, you'd have less. But if you went to Dubai and you qualified for the CrossFit Games out of Dubai, and then you won Dubai, you'd win $100,000 if you won that competition. That's a good year of the salary for some people. So you look at hindsight, the 1 billion viewers and the helping of the athletes who are now just having to whore themselves out to whatever companies they want and say, oh, look, I sleep on this mattress. They're trying to make a living. I understand. Eric Roza did not follow through on this promise. CrossFit is fucked up. July 9th of 2020, introduction of the PFAA, which is the Professional Fitness Athlete Association. Also, another thing that sounds great. Everybody was all up in arms about Murph being done and everyone's passing out on the field. Not everyone, but a couple athletes had heat stroke. In my opinion, you're trying to find the fittest on earth. Fitness is defined by survival. Bible in the freaking dictionary. I know that CrossFit has reinvented the terminology that is what is fitness, but the PFAA, what have they really done? They talk amongst each other. They haven't made any changes that I can tell. There are athletes currently present day. I did one on Jordy Jermillion, and he's not getting much help from the PFAA. I'm sure I don't want to quote unquote him, but let's say they could even see that Jordy Jermillion and a couple of these other people aren't being able to go where they need to go. It's had nothing to do with them. It's got to do with the fuck up of workout 3. Where's the PFAA? This is the type of stuff that when it was brought up, when it was introduced back on July 9th of 2020, this is what they were here for. This is what they were made for. So what the fuck are they doing? On November 24th of 2020, CrossFit HQ moved to Boulder and became the CrossFit home office. Very similar to going away from Forging Elite Fitness, now the move to the home office seemed to be a move away from things that are kind of rough. We don't want to be rough. We don't want to scare people. We want to be the home office. We don't want to be CrossFit HQ lauding over everybody. Just another soft move on my point. And it's just something where it was cool to have CrossFit HQ. And like really, headquarters. Come on. What's so bad about shortening up headquarters and becoming HQ? Why do you have to call it the home office? This is my home office. It's a garage. CrossFit is fucked up. On May 5th of 2021, CrossFit moves Tia Toomey and 5 others to sanctionals within the United States.
What did you say?
Because they couldn't travel to their home countries.
Leave now and never come back.
Another one of these that we're going to bring up in present day, but it's just worth noting that they did do this in relation to global circumstances. They did it while there were no rules in place in the rule book to say that they could move these people. They just kind of made up the rules on the fly. Oh, sure, you need to go compete here? That's fine. From what I read, reading that I did leading up to this, it's that she was supposed to complete the Atlas Games, which was online. I know because I did the Atlas Games. I did it online. She could have done that, but no, they put her in the MAC. Why did they put her in the MAC? Probably because she's going to sell tickets, that they don't want the fittest woman on earth in a freaking gym or affiliate like they had the year past. They want her somewhere where people can go watch her so they can sell freaking tickets. CrossFit is fucked up. June 29th, 2021, the CAP is released, the CrossFit affiliate programming. And at that point in time, I thought that was a good idea until I thought about it again. A lot of this stuff is not so good in hindsight. So you think about CAP and you think, cool, they're going to now make all of these affiliates that might not have the best programming level up and have some good programming. They're going to remove the people like chalk programming, which is fucking horse shit programming. Sounds good to me, doesn't it? But then you remember that CrossFit had .com. They had the .com workouts, and the CrossFit methodology from its core was you open up the freaking gym, you run a 5x5 back squat, you work up to a heavy 5 in the back squat. That was your workout of the day. Around that workout of the day, you instill the rest of the methodology with people. You warm them up, you cool them down, you have conversations, you can tell them how to eat, you can tell them what to do with their life, and it's just more opportunity within your hour. And then now, the present day, it's like, how do you fit as much shit into an hour as you can? And I can understand some people run well off of that stuff. You want a strength program, you want to work out, that's okay. That's how I ran my affiliate, and everyone kind of liked it. But it's just a little bit against CrossFit's core to say, this is our CAP program, this is our freaking program, everybody do it. It's like the CrossFit program was .com for as long as you can, and when you go against it, CrossFit is fucked up. July 2021. I just say July, there's no particular date here because within it, Monster is just part of the CrossFit Games. There's a couple of days in there, but they're part of the CrossFit Games. Why is it such an issue that Monster is part of the CrossFit Games? Andrew, CrossFit Games needs more money, right? Well, how can they get money? They need money through anything other than the thing that they've been fighting against the entire time, which is the sugar and Coca-Cola. And if I'm not mistaken, Monster works in cahoots with Coca-Cola. They're like the same. I think 20% of Monster is owned by Coca-Cola. And now, look, oh, hey, we're going to promote them everywhere at the games. They're going to have the biggest freaking tent at the CrossFit Games. There it is. Oh, look, free Monster for everybody. Hold a can of water on the field. It's like, oh, look, they look just like this. Andrew, why do you have a Monster? I have a Monster because I like Monster, but you know what? I like caffeine. That's okay. It's not what CrossFit is promoting. It'd be like all of a sudden if I put up a video on the internet and I was doing burpees and my chest wasn't touching the ground. That's not what I'm promoting. All of a sudden, I'm a piece of shit. CrossFit is fucked up. Get rid of Monster. July 6th of 2021. Jason Dunlop is hired as the president of CrossFit. President. Nike executive. Worked for Starbucks as well. High-level Starbucks guy. You see what they were trying to do here. They want to bring on somebody big, somebody who works with all of these big companies, and you can see why that would make sense. They want a freaking billion eyes on the company, but you understand that CrossFit has been growing and growing and growing, and it grew from the grassroots. That's a very common term that you heard in the early days in CrossFit. And you see how it used to be gritty, and everybody who was with us was all about everything being done the right way. Does Jason Dunlop really do it the wrong way? No, but he does it in a way that really talks to the masses. Nike's a giant company. Every single freaking store in the world has something Nike in it if they have retail. And CrossFit, maybe it wants to get there. Maybe that's the idea. But it was working its way that way. At some point in time, it could have happened. You don't know because you cut it off at the knees and then you hire this guy who doesn't have any idea how to work with what it's got going for it. That's probably the biggest thing here is they don't understand who we are. I'll talk about that more later in a broadcast segment, but they don't know who we are. You got to have people who know what the hell they're talking about in these high positions. You can't just throw in the Nike CEO and say, oh yeah, figure it out. It's like if you hire the person for freaking Waze. I think I've heard that, like someone for Waze works for CrossFit. They don't know what the hell is going on. Go to a burpee. What's that? Push up? It's like, no, it's not a push up. It looks like idiots. CrossFit is fucked up. On October 5th, 2021, CrossFit tries to launch CrossFit Precision Care, which again, you think of it and it sounds like a good idea. Like, we're going to use all these health metrics and it's going to be so cool. We're going to give you personalized programs so that we can monitor your health. But then you think that they're funneling the community into this science-y type program. And that's not what we're all about. We're about using the methodology to get to a certain point. You want to get to a certain point. You want to get there using CrossFit. You don't want to get here via health metrics. You're reverse engineering it the wrong way, and it's completely fucked up. On October 19th, CrossFit listed the APN as something it was going to be doing. They launched the CrossFit Affiliate Partner Program, which is essentially just a method for a bunch of affiliate owners to get a bunch of discounts on stuff that they don't need. It looked like some way that CrossFit was trying to funnel money into HQ by working with all these companies. They give all these affiliates discounts. The thing that I always think about in these situations is on Black Friday, it's like, oh, hey, that TV over there, that TV, it's $300 off. It's like, no, that 70-inch TV still costs you $1,000. It might be $300 off. That doesn't mean that you're saving any money. You're still spending $1,000 on it. Yeah, sure, you didn't spend $1,300, but you're spending money you didn't want to spend in the first place. So when you look at the companies like GoWad and Whoop, oh, you know, we love the Whoop, SugarWad, Big Ass Fan, Arasti, they don't need any of this shit. You know what they need? They need someone to help market for the affiliates at this point in time. Stupid. October 19th, 2021, CrossFit launches CrossFit Health. CrossFit Health. What is CrossFit? CrossFit is health. Why do you need to launch CrossFit Health? In 2018, Greg Glassman was hiring freaking doctors. He wasn't hiring them. He was like bringing them together. Like, bring all these doctors in. All of these doctors who go to these CrossFit affiliates. We're going to work together. How can we better end chronic disease? Like, we're going to do it through CrossFit. I want to tell you guys the methodology. I want to tell you firsthand because you guys have the biggest grasp on everybody who might be chronically diseased. Health is the byproduct of the methodology. CrossFit Health, what? Like, it's just CrossFit. CrossFit is CrossFit. If you do it the right way, CrossFit leads to health. CrossFit is fucked up by introducing CrossFit Health. And then, November 21st, 2021, CrossFit releases a nutrition course. What's the nutrition course? I've spoken before how I don't really like the freaking zone method. I don't like the zone. I'm not going to do it. But you know what it does? It's a very easy way for someone to say, okay, I'm going to eat something meat-sized that's this. Yeah, it's Alexis. That's her face. Alexis's face is my background. Yeah, huh? Now, you look at the size of that, you eat something the size of that. It's easy to understand. Eventually, you can progress into whatever the hell you want to do to eat. But it's easy. And what was wrong with fitness in 100 words? Eat nuts, seeds, little starch, no sugar. Like, what was wrong with that? Why do you got to release CrossFit Nutrition? Why do you got to release CrossFit Nutrition? CrossFit is fucked up. November 16th, 2021. Eric Roza emails everybody that he's got some depression and he's going to take some time off. 18 months after he says that he's going to help everybody out. He's the savior of the company in everybody's eyes. He's just up and out. He up and leaves. Like, you don't hear much about him, and then he just up and leaves. Like, all right, Eric Roza is out. I don't want to rock on anybody who's had depression issues. I've been through a bit of it myself. I understand what it's like. It really sucks. But I'm not going to go buy a company. I'm not going to go buy a company, have freaking 15,000 affiliates under my belt, and then say, you know what, guys, I wasn't ready for this. I'm out. How is that a good idea? It's not a good idea. I was going to hang out by myself. I was going to hash some things out. I was going to talk to some people, figure it out. How do I feel? I feel pretty good right now. I'm having a good time. Doing the YouTube thing. Would I buy a company now? No. Wouldn't buy a company now either. Why would I not do it? I'm not ready to buy a company right now. I don't have the money. Even if I had the money, I'd buy it on a vacation. I'd spend a year on vacations. And then if I felt really good then, I still wouldn't buy a company. I wouldn't trust myself. CrossFit is fucked up. December 21st, 2021. I got this one in red. I keep telling you I got these things in different colors because I'm going to bring it up later in this talk. But CrossFit releases the rulebook. And in the rulebook, released in December of 2021, it tells you that you're not going to need affiliation to freaking put in your open workouts.
No caps.
That exact second is probably where my blood started to boil about this whole thing. Everything just started to rise, and I was like, what in the fuck are they doing? I remember back in the day, everything had to go through the affiliate. That wasn't even that long ago. I did a workout. I had a judge me on the workout. That judge had to take the judge's course. Whoever was the affiliate rep had to take the judge's course. The affiliate licensee registration, and they had to click a button saying, okay, that Andrew Hiller who went through so-and-so's gym at whatever area did the workout the way. And that little method right there was something that probably got an extra freaking 30% of the world to do the workouts the right way. And when you can see that they removed that little click of a button by the affiliate registry, just makes your blood boil. CrossFit is fucked up. December, again, 2021. The rule book declares that you can be on a team and individual all the way up and through the semis. So at this point in time, there are people who are still signed up to compete individually in a semi, and they're on a team roster on a semifinal. And how does that make any sense? It's like they can't do both. CrossFit has since stated that you can't do both, but they're still allowing them to be signed up for both. They just have to make a decision at some point. Go show up at the Syndicate Crown. You're an individual. You can't do both. They've said that. That's okay. That makes sense. But what would make even more sense is if at the beginning of the Open, you said, hey, I'm going team, or hey, I'm going individual. Not have an entire roster full of people in freaking CrossFit East Nashville taking spots away from other people who are trying to make the quarterfinals. Not a single person who populated the leaderboard on the CrossFit East Nashville team actually did the team competition for quarterfinals. They all did individual. We knew they were going to do it. They knew they were going to do individual. Why was it so hard for that to happen? And now there's people in the middle who are doing both up until this point, which is going to completely fuck up the backfill situation. Let's say it's Jordy Gramillion and he wants to go compete, and he wants to compete not in the Atlas Games because he can't get to the Atlas Games. He can go compete at the Syndicate Crown, but there's an individual who still is listed. We've talked about him, freaking CrossFit Mayhem Justice, freaking Seth Stovall. Like, get your name off of the freaking Syndicate Crown if you're going to go compete team on your team. CrossFit is fucked up. All they did was allow this to happen. It's not about him. It's not about them. It's about CrossFit is fucked up. January 4th of 2022, they fired Dave Castro. I almost put up a freaking black screen on my Instagram profile. I was like, all right, I'm out. Like, fuck this. They got rid of Dave Castro for the longest time. Biggest thing about Dave Castro was my appreciation for his workouts. We'd go to a competition, call it Wadapalooza, call it Granite Games, call it whatever competition, and you'd be like, oh God, it's so much of this, it's so much of that. There's too much weightlifting, there's not enough gymnastics. There's too much gymnastics, there's not enough weightlifting. Too much running, not enough running. And when you look at Dave Castro's workouts, whether it be the Open, the regionals, the whatever he would program for, the games, every single time, it was pretty cut and dry. You understood why it was working towards the fittest on earth. There was a great master plan. Always refer to the CrossFit Games programming. It's one of the biggest things I'm still worried about to this day. And when they removed that piece of the puzzle, I lost my mind. And then I put together the Dave Castro compilation thing. I put the Dave Castro, like every Open announcement, and I had a little bit of a nostalgia thing. I was like, oh God, oh my God, I forgot how much he meant to the Open, to the community, and all that. He'd go travel to all these affiliates, and of course, he meant everything to the entire growth of the CrossFit Games. Everything to it. And they're just going to up and out it. Why? Who knows why? But they did, and there were people who were defending the choice of it. It's like, oh, it's going to be better. It's going to be better for the longevity of it. Yeah, we can't have one guy meaning so much stuff. You guys are fucking idiots. It's like, how do you not understand how important he was? Sure, maybe he should have not been the exact person doing exactly what he was, but he should have overseen the process of it. And it's at this point where everything starts to get very, very choppy. So there were big breaks, right? We had this here, this here, this here, and now it's bang, 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 just over and over and over again. It's almost like Dave Castro came out, in comes Andrew Hiller, Batman is pissed off, he was going to put up a freaking black screen, he opened up his YouTube channel instead, makes a video, I made a video on it, and it wasn't neatly set up, it was just me talking on a computer, and I got going. Vengeance. Here we go. Vengeance. More. CrossFit is fucked up. Monster Signs athletes. January 24th. Oh, is this how CrossFit want to create professionals? You want to create professionals by whoring them out to the freaking Sugar Brand USA, Sugar Brand stamp right all over your face. It's like, cool. Monster. I love Monster. Freaking jump out of a plane, land in a freaking football stadium. That's cool. What is CrossFit? CrossFit, no sugar. Fitness in 100 words. What is Monster? Oh, they put water in the cans. That's still the can that promotes freaking 80 grams of sugar per serving. Idiots. CrossFit is fucked up. February 3rd, Eric Roza steps down as CEO. We don't know who's in. Did he really ever care? Everything he said, who was saying it? Was he saying it? Was he a puppet? Someone's hand up his butt. It's like, oh, we're going to say whatever you want. Billion eyes on the company, right? Billion eyes. And we want the athletes to be professionals. Oh, sign up for Monster and I'm out. February 3rd, he was out. CrossFit is fucked up. Eric Roza, who's in? Who's in after freaking Eric Roza? February 24th, the Open announcement. 22.1, no Dave Castro. He said he wasn't going to do it anymore. But look at how fluffy it was. It was so fluffy. It's like, oh, by the whoop, sponsored by Monster Hydro.
The 22.2 announcement is sponsored by Monster Hydro, the official energy drink of the Noble CrossFit Games. Whoop, the official wearable of CrossFit. And Noble, the official footwear and apparel brand of CrossFit.
Colors and noises and just random crap, loud freaking things. Oh, look at this presentation of that. Introducing. I forgot we were all in kindergarten. How bad was the 1 hour chunk? I know that there were about 1 hour chunks because I watched every single one of them when I put through the Dave Castro presentation together. A 1 hour chunk. And that was it. Sure, there was a little bit of talking about this and that. It's like, oh, look at this affiliate and this person's story. And then it was workout. Here was the presentation of the workout by Dave Castro, which everybody seemed to freaking hate, but now we all miss it. And then here's the workout, a little bit of talk amongst the athletes, and then it was done. It wasn't some giant charade trying to pump up freaking Whoop. Oh, where's the Whoop? The Whoop's over here. It's been sitting over here forever. I'm not wearing this thing ever again. I don't need to know my heart rate's at 120 when I'm fucking sprinting. I don't think anyone wants to know that. It's like an idiot. CrossFit is fucked up. March 3rd of 2022, the burpee standards. Everyone knows that the burpee standards used to be 2 foot takeoff, 2 foot landing. It's like, oh, cut and dry, very easy. No, we can do whatever we want. As long as like you jump somewhat, some way, somehow, and we all know what Katrin's burpees look like now because I put up a video of her doing it. It's like Katrin David's daughter, no integrity. Made that video, a lot of views, one of my first ones with a lot of views, and there was truth to it. Sure, she didn't do it in that exact workout, but she was demonstrating within the semifinal that I competed in what it would look like that was being possible because CrossFit took away the standard that was 2 foot takeoff, 2 foot landing. Why in the hell would they do that? It was just so easy. The best thing I liked about CrossFit and the burpee was it's a point A, point B. You touch your chest to the ground and you jump with your hands overhead. Every other time and through human history, it's like, what's a burpee? It's like, well, is there a push-up involved? Just get your chest to the fucking ground and then stand up. CrossFit is fucked up by freaking removing that. So easy. 2 foot takeoff, 2 foot landing. Idiots. March 3rd, 2022. 22.2 was released and it was the exact same workout as 22.1. Why? Got reason to believe that they changed it up. 22.1 was supposed to have shuttle runs. This is something that isn't talked about very much, which is if they did indeed were supposed to have shuttle runs in 22.1, then they would have probably had exactly how they were supposed to be done. Everyone in the world would have understood that down and back is 1 rep after having done the open workout, and it could have circumvented the entire event 3 issue that was event number 3. They could have circumvented that. They could have done it because, if anything, the entire outrage and bullshit that would have happened way back then, during the Open, back in March. And if all of that madness would have happened in March, everyone would be like, okay, we know what happened in March, and now we're not going to do that again now that we're doing the quarterfinals. And sure, some people still wouldn't understand, but you know how many people would have gotten it? Way more people would have gotten it. I bet Jordy Gramillion would have been in the position where he could have said he can't compete in certain freaking semifinals because all he would have done is not change the freaking workout. Why'd you change the workout? I don't know. No. Who knows why they changed the workout? But you changed the workout for whatever reason, and now the first 2 workouts are exactly the same. Oh, and by the way, here's 100 deadlifts at 225, 155, which I think was okay with. You sign up for the competition, you're going to do something that they ask you to do. 10-minute time cap, that's fine. Was it a cool workout? I don't think so. I think it was all transitions. I think it was a bad workout. But the big thing here is that they could have possibly circumvented all the madness that was event 3 of the quarterfinals by just not changing the workout in the first place. Was that a plan? I don't know. Probably not. But in hindsight, would have fixed everything, and CrossFit fucked that up. March 6th of 2022, CrossFit levels are released. What level are you? I don't know. Still don't know. Still don't know what that means. I could have probably done whatever I wanted in the Open, and they would have had no idea, and I would have gotten whatever level I wanted. Why? Because they don't look at the freaking scores. They finalize the Open leaderboard, and you have no idea what's going on. Got nothing. CrossFit levels was released. No new news. Could still do that, but it's been, 2 months now since they released that? Nothing. CrossFit's fucked up. March 9th, 2022, CrossFit does not issue a penalty to Tia Toomey on her deadlifts when she was bouncing them all sideways, but they do issue a penalty to Noah Olson for starting in the wrong spot. All of a sudden, you're telling us, okay, Noah Olson, you did break the rules. You did not start in the right spot, but it's an open workout. Open workouts for the freaking ever. You're able to do them wherever you want as long as you could do them, right? And now all of a sudden you got rules. I understand for the quarterfinals, maybe the semifinals, it's like they're very important, but it's the Open, and you're not going to look at people's Open videos, and all of a sudden you're putting more priority on the fact that he's not starting in the right spot than you're doing the movement the right way. Every single one of Tia Toomey's freaking deadlifts was sideways. Like they're bouncing them sideways. You're going to ding Noah Olson for standing over the bar and then clearly doing the whole workout perfectly, and then you're going not to ding freaking Tia Toomey for doing sideways deadlifts the entire time. Oh, she's Tia Toomey. Look at this video. We're going to put it on the freaking Game Central YouTube channel. Idiots. CrossFit fucked that up so bad. March 10th of 2022, CrossFit leaked 22.3. This didn't happen for a decade. Every single thing was under wraps. They had to sign documentation saying if they let the workouts out early, then they had to pay upwards of $250,000. Somebody figured out the URL though. How hard is it? I don't know. I have no freaking background on internet stuff whatsoever, but I guess you just change a couple of freaking letters on the keyboard and you could figure it out. It wasn't anything dramatic, but it was 40 minutes early and had never happened before, and that was one of the first things everyone's like, wow, that's big. CrossFit fucked up. March 10th of 2022, they don't release an open workout. They don't release a repeated open workout for 22.3. I made a video. Ironically enough, it was titled CrossFit releases the open workout early. And then they ended up releasing it early. So in the first video, I didn't know that they were releasing it early. I just thought that I had figured it out. You piece things together, you said they got to do double unders, and the workout had to be this workout. But it wasn't that workout, which meant that they no longer care about repeatability. Repeatability was the only thing that ever mattered for as long as I can remember. We are going to repeat the open workouts to see how we're getting better year after year. Because that's what it's all about. Fitness rises. When you do it over a course of time, the methodology is proven here. There has not been a repeat workout yet. Some people speculate, oh, it's going to be in the quarterfinals. But it wasn't in the quarterfinals. There was no repeat workout. Yeah, there were double unders. There's been double unders in every year of the Open. That's the only thing that still remains true, but they were doing them in sets of like 35, 33, 30, whatever there were. They were weird numbers of double unders. It made no sense and they were completely irrelevant. But hey, everybody could do them though. Everyone could do them. CrossFit fucked up. March 18th of 2022, I said that there were things in red. The CrossFit Open concludes and everyone is everywhere. Top 10% question mark. CrossFit levels question mark. So the one I read before was speaking about how you could do it without an affiliate. You can just put in a workout wherever you want.
No caps.
And I made a video in relation to the Masters group because the Masters group was brought to my attention in a specific age range. I believe it was the women's 40 to 44 division. And within just that division alone, you found plenty of people who were just not doing what they were supposed to be doing. Videos posted on CrossFit Games website. You could see people who weren't even the right people. They weren't the same people doing the workouts. You would see that and you'd go, okay, CrossFit will bring that down. And then they didn't. Roll into the quarterfinals and they still haven't brought those workouts down. It's like they don't watch my videos. 20,000, 30,000 people watch them. Whoever runs the CrossFit Games team hasn't had the time to see the guy doing all the work for him to filter out the leaderboard for him. You want to finish in the top 10%? We don't care.
It doesn't matter
about anybody under the 1%. Everyone else is do whatever the hell you want. Put a score in. You can figure it out, right? Do that workout with the deadlifts and the burpees. Say, hey, you finished just under the time cap. It's all right. No one's going to check that score. I'll put that score in. That is what they're telling us when they prove that they aren't freaking doing anything to the leaderboard after the Open. And they said that, and I knew it was going to happen when they said that you don't need affiliates to register your scores anymore.
No caps.
God, CrossFit fucked that up so bad. March 18th, 2022, same day, they post the Open winners. They are proving here that they care more about speed than they do about movement. You can see that because Scott Tetlow isn't getting his head through any of his thrusters. Still can't lock out this elbow, but Scott Tetlow can't get his head through on any of his thrusters. I bet he can. He just doesn't. He doesn't because they're slower. Mal O'Brien, elbow soft on some of her thrusters. Then she blocks me. She doesn't like that I'm calling her out for this stuff. Why am I and no one else calling her out? Because she's a noble athlete and she's on my monster band. She's the next golden child of CrossFit. And on the CrossFit Games update show, they post 2 different videos, and everyone in the comment section at this point, this is where the bats started to pick up. It's like, bat. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to make a video on this because clearly they aren't holding the standards. I'm not the only one who sees it. Plenty of people see it. This has started where I made it clear that it wasn't about the athletes. It's about CrossFit promoting this shit. Why are they promoting this shit? They're just messing everything up. March 18th of 2022, CrossFit releases the quarterfinals equipment list. You know what they do? New equipment. Go get a bench press. Got one right there. Good for me. If I didn't, I had to go get one. I had to go find a bench press. Oh, there's one right here too. But I remember back when Dave Castro said, oh, for 2017 Open, you're going to need some dumbbells. Everyone lost their freaking minds. Oh, they posted something on their Instagram channel, and all of a sudden, we got to get all these dumbbells for all these people. Oh my God, how am I ever going to do it? He did it a month before the Open. And now 6 days previous to this workout, CrossFit, which isn't known to be a bench pressing community, needs to go get bench presses for the quarterfinal workout, top 10%. It's not like there's a small number of people here that need bench presses. Everyone needs them. If you don't have them, you got to go somewhere else. But I come to this affiliate. I want to do it in my... Oh, too bad. Go somewhere else. Find a bench press. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to get this information, you had to be on Instagram or hope that you got the email to see this information because they weren't posting it on the games website. What do I need? I don't know. Quarterfinal workouts come out. You miss the equipment list because you don't have a freaking Instagram. There's, whoa, we got so many followers on Instagram. Everyone will see it. It's like, you guys are freaking idiots. March 24th of 2022. CrossFit leaks the quarterfinal workouts on YouTube. I know about YouTube. I know that if I put this into a playlist, all you got to do is go to my CrossFit playlist and you'll see it. That's even if it's unlisted. So CrossFit created the workouts. They put them in a playlist. And everybody like me who knows this, you can go check it out. Go click on the playlist for CrossFit workouts and they'll see, oh, here are all the workouts. Freaking idiots. Who is running your IT department? I don't know. I've been doing this for 2 months. 2 months and I freaking know how to do it. March 25th of 2022, they do not invalidate Danny Spiegel's score. This is in pink. Got this in pink because we're going to talk about the pink thing later. I keep saying that they got to make an example of somebody. They got to make an example of somebody or it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And this is, in my opinion, one of the first spots where they could have made an example of somebody like Danny Spiegel.
Most people are so ungrateful, but not you. Not anymore. Game over.
Invalidate a score so that people stop moving like shit. Oh, look, she's got almost 1 million followers. We don't care. We're going to do the right thing. How do we do the right thing? We do the right thing because a majority of the reps were no reps. We see that. We gave her a major penalty. We gave her a major penalty, which just lines her up with every other single person who apparently couldn't do pistols. But Danny couldn't do muscle-ups. You could barely even see that the GHDs were right. There was a giant backdrop in the background that made everything look like you couldn't see it. You know what they do? Major penalty. Slap on the wrist. Okay, at the point in time I understood, it's like, all right, you're not going to, whatever. At least they did something to her. But they should have invalidated that score, looking in hindsight. March 26th of 2022, CrossFit changes the lower to the barbell. And then they also don't invalidate Austin Cahoy's score. So I made these videos back to back. I made one about everyone cheated in the open. It's because these barbells, they're 20 kilogram barbells. The females, they're 15 kilogram barbells, which means that they weigh 44 and 33 pounds. This is something that I've known for a long time. This is something that a lot of people have no idea about. So they put 45s on a bar for a male and say, oh, it's 135. In reality, it's 134. CrossFit decides to look over this on every workout. Like, hey, you're going to do Fran, 25s on the bar, it's 95 pounds. Well, really, it's 94 pounds. I don't really understand how they're going to go ahead and say that, oh, because you're doing a max clean, now all of a sudden it's not 365, it's 364, because you got to take the 1 pound off for that conversion of the kilograms to pounds. But then they're going to say, all right, we're going to do Grace at 135. Well, I got to put on the half-pound weights to make it 135, right? It's like, nope, just the 45s. How does that make any sense? It's going to be confusing for the rest of the time. One of the worst fuck-ups ever. It's like, you're just confusing people. March 29th of 2022, CrossFit Games YouTube channel posts clear no reps by the elite athletes in the wrap-up of the workouts for the quarterfinals. You see Sam Quant touching his dumbbells together overhead. Not allowed to do that. You see Tia Toomey not with her hands on her dumbbells. You're not allowed to do that. They're just like, oh, look at how well they did. They're on the up and up, or they're just going to dominate again this year. It's like, no, you're showing them, do reps that aren't correct. Freaking idiots. How do you keep doing this? CrossFit Games YouTube page, CrossFit Games updates show you're part of CrossFit. CrossFit's fucked up. March 29th, 2022, CrossFit releases penalties. But what are they for? Looks like pistols. Can't do pistols? Nobody can do pistols. Everyone and their brother got a penalty on pistols. I talked about how Danny Spiegel's score was going to look worse. Well, it looks worse now because she couldn't do muscle-ups, her pistols didn't look good, and all of a sudden she's on the same playing field, major penalty, as people who just didn't do pistols. The pistols, abstract. You know, some people's didn't look as bad as others. Some people just had pistol penalties, but Danny Spiegel had muscle-up and pistol penalties. All of a sudden, why is her score the exact same penalized as everyone else's score? It shouldn't be. Why are they having pistols on an online competition? Face this way, you can't see my freaking right leg. Face that way, you can't see my left leg. How are you going to do that? Idiots. March 30th of 2022, CrossFit posts a video on the YouTube channel again, a games update show. Look at Griffin Raleigh. Oh my God, he's so strong, but he can't squat the depth and his butt doesn't stay on the bench press. And all you got is a freaking broadcaster who clearly doesn't do CrossFit know what's going on. He did this in only 2 lifts. It's like, well, you're saying that like he didn't take warm-ups before he started the camera. And sure, there's only 2 lifts listed on the thing, but you should know that. Maybe you know that if you freaking worked out, if you did CrossFit. Maybe you have a nicer voice than I do. Maybe you got a prettier face than I do. I don't know. Why did they choose you? Why don't they choose somebody who knows how to do CrossFit? Who oversees these videos to see that, oh, that's a no rep? There was so many bats in that comment section. They were everywhere. This isn't my opinion. This is just clear as day. Everybody can fucking see it. Everyone sees how bad that looks. You're making CrossFit look stupid on your main source of putting out information, the YouTube channel and Instagram. March 31st, 2022, Annika Greer misses the submission deadline. I say misses because it was a technical error. We can prove that it was a technical error. Now, this is okay. If everything in CrossFit's realm had been going by the book, you just say, okay, she missed the deadline, you're out. But they're making rules up on the fly. You can see that. You see that with some of the stuff that we're going to talk about. In the case of Annika Greer, there's plenty of evidence that will show that anybody with a brain, oh, look, she's in the background of this video, she's in the background of that video. Make an example of Annika Greer, you missed the scoring deadline, all of a sudden, this is the situation that you should be having with the people like, we'll mention David Hippensteel later. But if you make an example of her, make an example of Danny Spiegel, make an example of David Hippensteel, everyone should be held to the exact same rules. If you just do it to one person in one situation, it makes you seem like you're picking on that one person. Sure, the rules say it. Cool, that's good. But the rules also say that you should have your video invalidated for certain things. I've proven that on my channel. Idiots. Still thinking they're going to change that. They probably won't. April 1st of 2022, the quarterfinals leaderboard is finalized. They leave Workout 3 basically untouched. Workout 3 is going to be the biggest downfall of online competition because there are just so many people who didn't do the shuttle runs the right way. And there's so much freaking introspection to see that they didn't do anything to look into it. Clear as day that they didn't do anything to look into it. To this day, you can go on that workout and see, nope. I bet if we reached out to those people, they go, yeah, I messed up. You can do that just by looking at with a common level head and say, no, the person who finished 2000 then this didn't beat Jeffrey Adler on this workout. You fast forward to April 6th of 2022, CrossFit releases a statement on workout number 3, and they go, oh, erroneous scores. 70% of the scores needed to be changed in order for something to happen. Common math proves that was wrong. I opened up a spreadsheet. I figured out that it was wrong. It wasn't hard. Bring in Adrian Bosman or whoever is on the freaking CrossFit Games leaderboard team, and I can show them exactly why it's wrong. Watch a video I did. I'm doing their job for them. Other people are doing their job for them. It's not hard. Shift around a couple of people, and if you finished in this spot on workout 3, you bump into the quarterfinals. Had Jordy Jermillion on just freaking yesterday, and when I had him on, didn't take very much for him to bump in. He didn't just bump in, he moved into the top 110. Idiots. And all you're going to do is say, oh, look, you guys are third graders. You're going to get distracted by the word erroneous. It's like, no, we're not. No, we're not. We are the smartest community on earth. We're not that dumb. And then on April 6th, they also removed scores from the leaderboard after it was finalized. Like, the leaderboard's finalized, and it's going to need erroneous scores. But you know what? 2 instances, we're going to take those out because, oh, yeah, we got to take a couple of these out. But they're going to do it after the leaderboard is finalized, after they send out the freaking invites for the freaking semifinals. Oh, my God. April 7th of 2022, team workout number 3. There's different conversions for the weight of the barbells on the clean and jerk workout for the team. Workout number 3. You got pound to kilogram conversion. It says what you got to use. But weights are different when listed on the Instagram profile, when you look at it to the workout description, when you look at it to the layout emailed to you. They're all different weights. It's off by a couple of kilograms, but still, there's going to be some people doing something, some people doing something else. I know they noticed this after the fact because they changed it after the fact, but that's why screenshots are good. That's why when you put it on the internet, it lives forever. So if you go check out my video, you can see that they're different in different spots. Circled up and everything. Clear as day. You are a worldwide company and you can't get numbers on a document right. How hard is it? Do you even overlook these things before? Idiots. April 7th of 2022. The demo video put out for those freaking workouts with the shuttle runs and the line-facing burpees, you could see in the freaking demo video that the person doing it steps on the line. That's how you don't do a rep. The demo video is supposed to show you how to do the workout, not show you how to not do a burpee the right way on a standard which is already a little bit fuzzy. Where does our head go? We don't know. We don't know because in the same video, their heads are over the line. In the pictures, their heads are behind the line. There's no clear verbiage in the document for the burpees at this freaking level of the competition, how to do a burpee the right way. April 7th of 2022, the handstand walk, worth 1 point for 25 feet. The shuttle run, worth 1 point for 50 feet. Huh? Why does that make any sense? How are you going to do this? You're going to make everyone mess up the shuttle runs all year, and then you're going to have the handstand walk worth a different distance. What was so wrong with saying you do 100 feet of handstand walking? Oh my God, hurting. April 10th of 2022, CrossFit is unclear. Unclear with an athlete in the adaptive division. Neuromuscular to be particular. Morgan Johnson in particular. I covered this. Morgan Johnson reaches out CrossFit via email. She gets a response saying, you're good to go. Go sign up for the adaptive division. Yes, your condition, that being Tourette's, is covered. And then they come back to her and say, after she's won the open in the neuromuscular division for the women, she won, and then they go, okay, we're going to need to make sure that you do actually apply. That doesn't sound good. Why don't you have this stuff figured out before you make them sign up for the open? Now, she could have been doing quarterfinals individual, but now she's locked in over here. She had no other option. That's because they emailed her and just didn't have it done in time. Even if this is the right way to go about doing things, get it done before they sign up for the open and sell their season to you. She's locked into it now. April 18th of 2022. Ineligible athletes are sent to the Atlas Games. We talked about this to wit's end. All right, here's the survey. Fill out the survey. I can't go somewhere. CrossFit sends me there anyway. All right, I can't go there. There's nothing in the rule book that says that I got to be able to go to these places. There's nothing in the past that says that I'm going to have to leave the country to go compete in these places. All of a sudden, I'm an athlete and I'm out of luck. I'm shit out of luck. It filters down even to the freaking backfill people. Why didn't CrossFit have some verbiage in the rule book saying if you are an athlete competing in our sport, then you need to be prepared to leave the country? That would have done everything they had to do. They should have seen these things coming. Worldwide company. Been doing this for more than a decade now. Figure it out. April 19th of 2022. In green, Mal O'Brien has moved from the Atlas Games to the Granite Games. Now, this one is in green because I talked about earlier. Eric Roza, in his first town hall meeting, said that he wants to work synergistically with the semifinals, with the sanctionals. They want to do this because rising tide raises all ships, right? You want to be on the team that is the CrossFit Games. We're going to the freaking stratosphere.
That's gonna take this company into the fucking stratosphere!
Now, it appears that just via Instagram pictures, you can see that Atlas Games post Mal O'Brien, and then 2 days later, Granite Games post Mal O'Brien. Atlas Games is like, what the fuck? We were supposed to have Mal O'Brien. Most marketable female in the freaking North American continent. Maybe you're gonna go push Tia Toomey to win the CrossFit Games. Who wouldn't want Mal O'Brien? Well, I'll tell you what, Granite Games wants him, because the second they got her, here we go, Mal O'Brien's coming over here. She hasn't said anything. She doesn't have to say anything. But what you know is that CrossFit, they didn't say anything to the Atlas Game. They're just like, oh, here we go, taking her, putting her over here. They're like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden, you could tell that it was a disingenuous statement by Eric Roza way back in the day that they're going to be completely transparent, trying to help them freaking rise to the next level.
Into the fucking stratosphere!
It's a freaking sanctional semifinal that is a CrossFit sanctioned event, which they have to pay to be. Pay to be there, and then all of a sudden you're just losing your ass because you can't make any money, because you can't brand anything outside of the CrossFit space. Idiots. April 20th of 2022. Athletes are told that they have to leave the country.
Leave now and never come back.
In order to perform their semifinals in the freaking countries. They gotta go compete with their country. Roman Krenikov has been trying to get here forever. He finally gets here, and now you gotta leave.
What did you say?
Even if you leave, we don't know if you can come back. Dennis Samsonov lived here his entire life. Lists that he is a freaking athlete out of the country, so they gotta send him out of the country to go be at that semifinal.
What did you say?
I got this one listed in blue because we have history saying that they have shuffled people around, Tia Toomey and others, as recently as last year because they couldn't compete somewhere else. They gotta compete here. Worldwide things going on. They can't leave. CrossFit all of a sudden decides to say, oh, we're going to make exceptions there, but we're not going to make exceptions here. I don't know why that makes sense. I don't know much about it. All I know is that they've done it in the past, and what the fuck? April 21st, 2022. Age group qualifier, no reps. Up and down the leaderboard. Look at the freaking YouTube channel. Look at the no reps. Look at the scores not moving around. Of course, it's not finalized yet. That can change. I'm making this, and the leaderboard isn't finalized yet. Could change, won't change. It probably won't change. We know that because of the open. We know that from other workouts we've seen thus far. They can change it now, start moving the right way. Who knows if they will? Probably not. April 21st of 2022. Same date. The dumbbell conversions can cause unfair competition when you have a worldwide competition. Over there you got Europe, kilograms, United States, pounds. United States uses pounds, 70-pound dumbbell. You guys are using kilograms, 32.5 kilogram dumbbell. What's the conversion? This one weighs 70 pounds, this one weighs 71.5 pounds. You take the level 1. In the level 1, it states that work times load equals your freaking work capacity. So if you have a 1.5 pound dumbbell, which you have to move over this distance, which is part of the equation as well, rep after rep after rep for 60 reps, you're doing a workout with more load. You're doing more work. Your work capacity would be higher in a workout done for time, which is standardized. I don't know how you're expected to have a worldwide competition, and then you're also going to have dumbbells that weigh different weights. Sure, they're doing what they can with what they've got, but still, April 21st of 2022, the age group qualifier incorrectly phrases the step up and the pistol. They say you may do a freaking step up instead of a pistol when you hit the 55-year-old division and older. Why would you say may? All of a sudden, everyone thinks that they can do it. There's email documentation saying that you cannot do it. If you're in 55 or if you're 60 or if you're 65, you have to do a weighted step up. Why don't they say that? They say on the write-up, here's the workout if you're 65 years old. If you're 65 years old, you got to do step-ups. And then when you scroll down a little bit, they may do a step-up. That's confusing as all hell. You're confusing the entire world, just like you were with the barbell. And of course, April 21st of 2022, we have the David Hippensteel video. And in the David Hippensteel video, the entire thing doesn't count, maybe except for some of the burpees, but still I bet that 80% of the workout doesn't count. He doesn't even do the step-ups the way he's supposed to. We already said that that's probably CrossFit's fault. Maybe they can make an exception, but he does 2 of the 10 muscle-ups he has to do. He's the only one in his age division to finish the workout. It's clear that he finished the workout because he wasn't doing it properly. He leaves the camera. I clipped in the freaking clip from the freaking judges course where it shows that if you leave, it's an invalid video. You can't, hey, oh, Andrew, your video is invalid because you left the video. That easy. This entire video is invalid because Andrew left it in the middle of a freaking episode thing. That easy. Gotta make it that easy. You gotta say, hey, if you do this, you're out. So in the future, you do it, you're out. Not, only half the bar left. Because in the future, it'll be only 55% of the bar left, and then 3 years down the road, only 70% of the bar left. It's going to get bad. And then it's like, well, I was only out for 1 second. I was only out for 10 seconds. And then like when you do that 10 seconds, like who knows what sort of, it's just bullshit. If you leave, invalid.
Most people are so ungrateful, but not you. Not anymore. Game over.
An hour. That was an hour. Straight talking for an hour. There goes my throat. Anyway, here's my 56-part piece of everything where CrossFit is fucked up from the onset, which of course started with the freaking screens on Instagram. That had nothing to do with CrossFit, of course, so maybe you say it's a 55-part piece. CrossFit is fucked up. 55 parts, starting with one that wasn't, and then that one piece started the entire madness. And I'm thinking right now I missed one. That's the Lake Manoa thing. It's like CrossFit puts out something saying that Dave Castro threw the athletes in there without taking into account athlete safety. And we have since found out that was bullshit. He was taking into account athlete safety. That was them trying to hog-tie Dave Castro and say, oh, look, we got rid of him and he was doing bad things for people. And he wasn't. You can't freaking black eye Dave Castro. He's the man. He's been doing everything for us as long as you can remember. So we're back up to 56. And God, if I sat here for another hour or two just looking for things, I'm sure I could find some more things to plug in there. But this is an epic timeline. How epic was it? I have never talked for that long straight. If you liked the talk, subscribe to the channel, send it around. I'm going to try and piece this all together. So, I'm going to click on number 52. I want to click on number 41. What was number 41 again? Enjoy it. And Riller out.